the 49ers just signed Josh Dobbs, according to his agent. I want to start with the nice things about this. I'm going to try to say all the nice things I can say, and Larry's going to say nice things too. Hey, I was going to say he's better than Zach Wilson, but I don't even think Larry would go that far.
No
Is
way.
he better than Sam Darnold? I don't know. Look, he played well against the Niners last year. In that game when he lost in week 5, he played pretty freaking well.
28 of 41, 265, 2 touchdowns, 102.2 rating, and ran 12 times for 48 yards.
Yeah.
And
so I think that's a big
smart, Grant. He's
very smart. He's an astrophysicist or something.
Yeah, aeronautical engineering. He could fly the plane. But if anybody saw the Monday night game on November the 27th, where the Vikings lost to the Bears 12-10, and this guy threw 4 interceptions and had a 54.3 rating. I don't know that I've seen too many worse football games ever played by a quarterback.
That is true. I remember that game.
That set the sport back. I mean, he was
the sport back.
I mean, that thing was, he completed 68% and still was terrible in that game. He's completed 68%. He had 4 interceptions. I don't know. I mean, I'll say this. He's big. He's athletic. He can run. He's smart. But wow. I mean, that's wow. It's not a good pickup. I mean, we can't complain about Zach Wilson when you have Josh Dobbs.
Like, you traded Trey Lance. I'd rather just have Trey Lance. But okay, he's gone. I'd rather just have a rookie. Josh Dobbs, I mean, he was so bad on the Vikings. He was okay. He was 1-7 on the Cardinals. He had some moments. He beat the Cowboys.
He looked good again.
That was his moment.
He beat the Cowboys, and he looked good against the Niners. Do you remember how good he looked in that game in October?
He didn't turn the ball over. He was good. He lost, but he had him in the game for a while. Ugh. Joshua Dobbs. Okay, other good games he had last year.
He completed 70% in week 1 against Washington. 67%, 68% against the Giants in week 2.
Okay, so he started out hot.
Yeah, 81% against Dallas.
And so that's what the Niners are looking for, right? Like what you say earlier, they need a guy who could function for 4 games. First 4 games of his season, 70%, 67%, 80%, 68%. And then he got figured out because he's a backup quarterback. So
Niners beat him. He lost to Cincy 34-20. He lost to the Rams 26-9. Lost to Ravens. Lost to at Seattle. Lost to the Ravens. I mean, these are some pretty good teams there, actually. If you think about it, they lost to Giants, Bengals, Rams, Seahawks, Baltimore. Those are all pretty damn good teams. Then he won against Atlanta in Atlanta. He was 20 of 30 for 158, completed 67%. That's not bad. Then he beat the Saints 27-19. He was 23 of 34, so 68%, 1 touchdown. Then lost at Denver, 20 of 32 for 221. He threw an interception, had sacked twice there. Terrible against the Bears. As I said, 4 picks. I mean, it was so bad. And then beat the Raiders 3-0. 3-0. He was 10 of 23 for 63 yards. God, and sacked 5 times. So I don't know, man. He is smart. He is athletic. He is got good size. But also if you look at his football card, he's been on the Steelers, the Titans, the Cardinals, the Vikings, and the Niners are his 5th team.
Yeah.
And he's only been in the league.
Keep him afloat for a month. Maybe he could keep him afloat for a month, but anything more than that, and the Niners are in trouble. Major. I guess that's all you can ask for from a backup, but you would think that they could have done better. If they were really in the market for a backup quarterback, there were all kind of guys available the last week that they passed on. It's the cheapest guy they could get.
Why wouldn't you want Carson Wentz over that guy?
Yeah.
Here's the other question, but this kind of goes more back to my Surtain theory. How many needs do the Niners really have? Now they don't even have a need at backup quarterback. They don't need a running back. They really don't, on paper, need a receiver, even though you could maybe draft one. They have Kittle and 3 other tight ends, so that they need a tight end, but nothing desperate. They need offensive line help, but they've just signed a bunch of D linemen. You just signed a couple linebackers, including Devondre Campbell and a special teamer. You maybe need a couple players in your secondary. My point is they have about 10 picks, and they really need like about 5 players. This might be the draft to go trade 3 picks for one great player. That's all I'm saying.
I just have a feeling they're not going to trade for Patrick Surtain, but we'll see.